Now, the Congress MP Rahul Gandhi has also backed the BBC documentary and has certified it as the truth and saying that truth has a way of coming out. In fact, he also invoked Bhagwat Gita to back the BBC film, saying according to the Upanishads and Gita, truth will always come out. Listen in.
If you read our scriptures, right? If you read Bhagwat Gita or you read the Upanishads, you will see in it it's written that the truth cannot be hidden. The truth always comes out. So you can ban, you can suppress the press, you can control the institutions, you can use CBI, ED, all this stuff. But the truth is the truth. Truth shines bright. It has a nasty habit of coming out. So no amount of banning and oppression.
Locations across the country, they will be airing, they will be screening the documentary. So basically, this matter has escalated to a different level altogether, where all the non-BJP parties and organizations which are, not affiliated with the RSS and the Sangh have come together and have decided to air this, screen the documentary. Today afternoon in Thiruvananthapuram, the Law College, we witnessed it in Kochi, in Kozhikode, at least in 3 locations. This was screened by MSF, by DYFI, SFI, and also now in another 20 minutes here in Thiruvananthapuram, the Congress, the Youth Congress is planning to screen the documentary.
Okay, all right. So, Vivek, this reaction coming at a time, any reaction coming in from the Kerala government on whether the airing of the docu-series is going to be allowed, because the KPCC, the Kerala Congress, has made it clear that the movie would be screened across several locations in Kerala on Republic Day on the 26th.
As far as the reactions from the government is concerned, none of the Congress leaders or from the ruling dispensation has spoken about this till now. We reached out to them, but they haven't spoken anything about this. The overall opinion of the CPM and the Congress as far as this matter is concerned, they say that it's the right of every person to watch any documentary, and the government cannot intervene in this. So this is basically the stance that's been taken as of now. But the cops, wherever this documentary is being screened, there is large police deployment. We are yet to know about whether any action or any cases will be registered. But till now, it clearly looks like all the government as well as the Congress party leaders are silently supporting the screening of the documentary.
Okay, all right. These reactions coming in fact, it's not just in Kerala, but we're also seeing in other parts of the country as well. The docu-series was already aired and screened in the Hyderabad University there as well. It was screened with over 50 students being present. Similar plans are being made in JNU as well. In the JNU campus as well, plans are being made to screen the docu-series with pamphlets being handed out as well. Not just that, in Kerala as well as Karnataka as well, plans are being made to screen the docu-series. This despite the fact that the government has made it clear that this is mere propaganda, as the representatives of the government, including the law minister, have been saying this is not just mere propaganda, but this is also an issue that has already been settled in the top court of the country. Despite the clean chit that has come in from the Supreme Court, there are several voices that are continuing to back the docu-series, saying that this is a documentary that is well researched, which is why people should watch it. In fact, this is a reaction that is coming in from several within the opposition parties who are saying that the documentary should be allowed to air in the country and that the government should not be banning it completely. Reactions coming in from the Congress party as well as the other parties, saying that the docu-series should be allowed to release in the country, and after the centre banned it, it is also being screened in various places across the country. Okay, all right. So more reactions coming in. Remember, now the latest is the Congress MP Rahul Gandhi, who said that truth has a way of coming out, despite the fact that the Supreme Court has already given its clean chit. Rahul Gandhi saying that what the documentary says is the truth, accusing the government of trying to block the truth, saying that the docu-series shows the truth. And this is the reaction coming in. In fact, several from the Congress party have been saying the same. Rahul Gandhi himself, in fact, certified the BBC series and said that it has the truth. We have a senior Congress leader, in fact, one of the voices from within the Congress party who have taken a stance, not what the Congress party has been saying. Anil K. Anthony joining us on the broadcast. Thank you for joining us. Anil Anthony, you said despite large differences with the BJP, I think those in India placing views of the BBC they should not be taking that stand. What made you say that? Because there are several in the Congress that continue to say that the BBC documentary should be released.
Thank you for calling me over for the show. See, the question you asked, it has various aspects. So first of all, I want to clarify something very clearly, and that is like in the big picture, in the broader picture, there is nothing which I am differing from my party's stance. End of the day, that is not the point here. The Gujarat riots that happened 20 years back is still one of the most dark incidents in this country's history. However, what I was telling more was in another aspect. Like, for example, like we have our courts, we have our internal institutions, and we may not agree with whatever is coming out of there, or we may not like what we are seeing, but we shouldn't let the internal political differences among us be used as tools by external agencies or outside countries or unfriendly countries to create division here or slow down India's trajectory. So this is what I had meant from, and this is what I had very clear something on our country. Like, I would be very cautious about that.
What do you make of the fact that it took 20 years for this documentary and this so-called secret report based on a diplomatic cable to suddenly emerge?
See, that is something which you need to ask BBC. It is not something which I would be able to answer in any manner. Like, end of the day, my tweet was something which was very simple, which was actually based on my beliefs on the country's core national interest, which is where our sovereignty is one of the primary aspects of it. And I do not want our internal differences to ever compromise that. We are at the 75th year of our independence, and this is proudly the year where we actually have surpassed Great Britain as the 5th largest economy. And we actually have a huge, and this is a country with we have a very checkered history. You go back 250, 300 years back, and it was again internal bickerings and differences between many of these local rulers and kingdoms which the East India Company exploited to actually start the colonial rule in India. And 300 years back, we shouldn't let our internal differences ever be used to actually subjugate our core national interests, which is my fundamental belief. Is what I expressed in that particular tweet.
That's a very important point that you're making. What do you say to those who are saying that, we will screen this documentary irrespective of a ban because it's about freedom of expression? Is this about freedom of expression or a possible underhand attempt to undermine India's sovereignty?
See, we are the world's largest as well as the oldest democracy, and that is a fact. And that is something which every Indian, 1.3 billion of us, is very proud of. And in a democracy, sanctity of freedom of speech is one of the cardinal pillars to sustain the democracy. And everybody, I personally believe, should be allowed to say what they want. But the end of the day, I personally don't think that freedom of speech is sacrament. End of the day, like, if what you say is compromising this country's core national interests, especially our sovereignty, security, or strategic interests, I don't think it should be allowed. That is my personal opinion.
Thank you very much, Anil Anthony, for being honest, being frank, and putting national interest above party differences. Thank you very much. Over to you, Pratibha.
All right, so that was Anil Anthony saying that we need to look beyond the statements that have been made by Rahul Gandhi, saying despite the differences with the BJP, I think those in India placing views of BBC, which is a state-sponsored channel with a long history of prejudices, it is setting a dangerous precedence and will undermine our sovereignty. On that note, we're slipping into a short break here. We'll be right back. To stay with us.